Hello guys, welcome again. It's Elias with you guys. Today we will be going over Programming Homework 3 for Computer Science 2. We have been given 3 questions, which are right here. I will go over once I go over to my coding page, and we will read each question, and then I'll give a detail of how I created the code, and we'll test it to see if it runs. So, let's head on over. So right here, I have my code. The first question was the 8.16 lab, which varied amount of input data. It wants us to, so I'll read it to you. Statistics are often calculated varying amounts of input data. Write a program that takes any number of integers as input and outputs the average and max. It also wants us to round the average to the nearest whole. So we'll go ahead and do that, but I did not list it here. So I went ahead and started by creating just a variable named list of num. I took in an input and split that input. I went ahead and went through that list of num and turned each of the split, tokens into integers. Then I went ahead and sorted our list. I created another variable of int just to hold for our average to do down here. So max num, I went ahead and got our max fairly easy. Just did max num, created that variable that holds with the built-in function max of list of num, which is right over here. So that will calculate and give us our maximum or our biggest number in the list of numbers. I created a function which is average of list that will calculate our average by summing just the numbers in our list and dividing by the length of our list, and it'll return our average. And then I went ahead and printed in format form our average first, converting it to integer, which will round it to the nearest integer or whole number, and then followed by our max value. So I'll go ahead and run this. I'll type in some numbers. I use the numbers given to us over here, and our numbers are 15, 20, 0, and 5. So I'll switch screens and we'll go ahead and run that. So 15, 20, 0, 5. Our output is 10 and 20, and as you can see on this page, our output should have been 10 and 20, so we are correct. Heading over to our second problem. Our second problem was 8.17 lab, which was filter and sort a list. It says write a program that gets a list of integers from input and outputs non-negative integers in ascending order, lowest to highest. So I started again by just creating a variable list of numbers that will hold our input that is split. I went ahead and turned each of the tokens in the list of numbers to integer with this statement right here. And then I sorted our list. So I created another list, an empty list, list num, and did a for loop for I in list of numbers, so it'll go through our list of numbers. I created this new list just to hold our numbers that are positive. So I did the for loop with an if statement inside. So if I is greater than or equal to 0, because 0 is not a negative, list num append I. So it'll append our value of I, or whatever value is in the list of numbers, to our new list num, which will be only the positives. So I went ahead and did a for loop to iterate through our list num and print out just each value within it with a space in between. So we'll go ahead and run this code, and we'll give it a user input. I'll go ahead and use the one that they prompted us over here, which is 10, -7, -7, 4, 39, -6, 12, and 2. I'll show you guys right over here. I'll go ahead and run it. So it printed out 2, 4, 10, 12, 39, which it did eliminate all the negatives, which are -7 and -6, and it did organize it in ascending order from lowest to highest. I'll go ahead and show you guys that this right here is the input we're supposed to have, as it shows over here. Oops. So far so good. We'll hop on over to our third and final question, which was word frequencies. It wants us to create, and I'll read it over here just because I did not put what it wants us to do. So word frequencies: implement the build dictionary function to build a word frequency dictionary from a list of words. So it wants us to build a function that will create our dictionary and see the frequency of each word that is in our input. So I went ahead by, oops, let me change you guys over. I went ahead and started by defining my function, which is build dictionary with the argument of words. I started a dictionary which is called frequencies, and I went ahead and populated our dictionary with this for looping statement, excuse me guys. So for word and words, which will be our argument, if word in frequencies, so if it is in frequencies, then it will add upon to the value that it had before. Else frequencies will be word equals 1. So if it just found the word, frequencies of the word will equal 1. And if it is in our dictionary frequencies, it will just add to that value, make it 1 bigger every time that word comes along. So down here we can see that I did use a variable to hold our input that is split. I did a variable your dictionary to build our dictionary. I sorted our dictionary, and I put for key in sorted keys. So for every word in our dictionary, print the key or print the word followed by a colon and the string version of what our number would be. So we'll go ahead and run this, see if it works. Run. I'll use the input that they give us over here. So I'll use hey, hi, Mark, hi, Mark. I'll type it out. Let me switch you guys over. Type it out over here. Hey, hi, capital Mark, hi, and lowercase Mark. We'll go ahead and run it. So Mark printed out, Mark is only there 1 time, hey is only there 1 time, hi is there twice, and Mark, lowercase, is only there 1 time. So it seems to be working, but let's try it with some different input. I'll go ahead and use a second example that they gave us over here. Zybucks now, Zybucks later, Zybucks forever. So coming back to our programming screen, I'll go ahead and type Zybucks now, Zybucks later, and Zybucks forever, and run it. And sure enough, forever only appeared once, later only appeared once, now only appeared once, and Zybucks appeared 3 times. So it seems to be working, and that will complete our 3 questions given to us for this homework. I thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next one. Goodbye.